everybody, welcome to my channel and welcome to this week's review of the Braxton Family Values. Last week, the sisters wanted to invite their father to a family vacation with them. However, their father wanted to bring his new wife. So this week, Trina decided to bring this up to their mother, Evelyn. So the sisters want to bring their mother on a family vacation with their father. Now, as you know, Evelyn and their father were divorced, and it was a very messy divorce. And the last time Evelyn went on a family vacation with their father, she did not enjoy herself at all.
The Winnebago experience wasn't good for me. Matter of fact, I was miserable.
Now, Trina kind of coaxed her mother into going on another vacation with their father. And Miss Evelyn is actually willing to do it this time.
They want to go on vacation, and so I'm willing to make a sacrifice.
But what Trina didn't tell her is that their father wants to bring his new wife on vacation as well. And this new wife was the one who broke up their parents' marriage. But I'm telling you, this is going to blow up in their faces because Miss Evelyn gets her daughters all the way together. They showed a snippet of what's to come, and this is what she was telling them about the situation between their father and the woman that broke up their marriage.
Husband crying over another woman and telling you they love you, but they are in love with this other woman. What do you do?
Yes, that's a shell-shocking moment. So let's move on to Tracy. Tracy is currently starting her own, well, she's the ambassador of this whiskey company. And I thought that was an interesting, thing that Tracy is getting her hands into. Now, I also want to talk about Towanda and her soon-to-be ex-husband, Andre. Before I get into the argument that they had at the bar, I want to talk about Towanda going to therapy first to discuss her issues with Andre. In this therapy session, Towanda talked about how the divorce between her parents kind of affected her relationship and her view on marriage. Not only that, she kind of revealed some interesting tea here.
I didn't think that we would ever get married. He's just said, let's just go to the courthouse.
So Towanda said she met Andre at a club, and after that they started dating. They were friends first, but they started dating. But she never expected to get married to him because Towanda really thought that all marriages were imperfect, especially after witnessing her parents' divorce. So in her mind, she was like, well, I don't really want to get married anymore. However, when the opportunity presented itself, she decided to get married to Andre, and she just settled, basically. She made up in her mind that no marriage is ever going to be perfect, so she might as well settle with Andre, even though he had his own issues, like, he doesn't work, he doesn't have a job, or he doesn't get any money, so she had to be the breadwinner for the family. And she thought she could kind of deal with that, but she couldn't, and that is why she is divorcing him now. Unfortunately, this divorce is gonna be very sticky for her because her husband wants full custody of her children. So she wants to have a therapy session with her husband so they could kind of solve these issues because he's looking for full custody and she doesn't want to give her kids up. She wants to have joint custody.
He cannot take my children away from me. That's like ripping my spirit, my soul right out of me.
I know it is.
But Towanda is really going to have to fight because Andre is not willing to have a conversation with her.
You've already made your case by filing for this divorce. I just don't understand the point of having a conversation.
So the tension between them grows thicker when they have their discussion about this in a bar.
I don't think it's time to get divorced, but in her mind it is.
Andre really doesn't want to get divorced, and he's trying to get full custody of the kids so that Towanda can cave, because Towanda's not happy in the marriage. She's been overworking herself, and she wants to get out of the marriage, but he's like, no, I'm going to take your kids away from you and see if you're willing to fight for this. So it's a mess.
And I'm not going to do joint custody.
Those are my kids, too.
Who was home to raise the kids while you were out there working?
So Andre is being very difficult. He wants their property in Maryland and their property in LA. He also wants full custody of the kids. So he wants to basically take everything away from Towanda. And I just feel for her in this situation.
I gave up my career for them. Whenever you have family emergencies, you get up in the middle of the night and you just leave town.
So Andre brought up the fact that he's there for his kids most of the time, whereas Towanda, she works a lot and she travels a lot. So anytime she has to be there for something important for her children, she's always late. And he kind of criticized her on that. He also brought up the fact that Towanda neglects her family to go and fly out and see her sisters, because as you know, Towanda is on a reality show. And if anything happens, she's willing to pack up her bags and go. And if anything happens to her sisters, she's willing to be there for them. So yes, Tawanda's priorities might be a little bit off in that regard, but she's doing what she has to do to take care of her family. And Andre is really failing to see this.
You give us second thought. We don't become first thoughts to you. We're second thoughts. You can sit there and shake your head all you want to, but you know what the real deal is.
You know something, Andre? Towanda wouldn't have to leave her family to work if you were working, okay? If you had a job, Towanda might be able to stay home, film part-time, but stay home and watch the kids. But you decided to be a stay-at-home dad, and Towanda had to pick up the slack. She had to pay the bills. She had to put the food on the table. She has to extend herself just so you could have lights on in the house, have running water, and have a place to stay. What Towanda is doing is hard, okay? And I'm not going to let Towanda completely off the hook, because I do see where she would put her sisters above her own family sometimes, because her family members always calls on her to do everything, and she's not willing to say no to them. Tamar, Trina, Tracy, and Toni, they focus on their families first. They keep their families first and then focus on their sisters later. However, Towanda, she makes the sacrifice. So she does have to prioritize a lot better. However, Andre doesn't seem like he's going to give her a chance to do that, and he's going to start fighting dirty. So this is going to be a tough one, but we just hope the best for them.
I don't need no therapy. All I need is my kids. And tell your attorney, don't call me no more.
Andre is really tripping. So anyway, let's talk about another scene. Tamar and Toni get to gossiping in the furniture shop about one of their sisters.
Ooh, it's so juicy. I can't say my mouth is so... Tell me!
Toni and Tamar are so silly. But anyway, Tamar made Toni take an oath on video that she wouldn't tell the secret that she was about to expose. Now, first of all, there's no point in making somebody take an oath if you're going to expose their business on national TV. You're telling the whole world about this. So I thought that was funny.
Girl, they said the popo had came for him. The police? We're at the bar?
So Tamar says her hairdresser told her that the police came to Trina's house and arrested her ex-boyfriend, Jason. So Tamar calls up Towanda to get a confirmation, because Towanda knows all of their business. And Towanda confirmed that her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend did get arrested that night. Now, Towanda never liked Jason because he was a scammer.
Why you don't like him for?
Because I think he's a liar.
But don't they all lie?
No, it's a different type of liar.
So after the rumors went out that Trina was dealing with a jailbird, the sisters decided to confront Trina about it and ask her what's really going on.
You know, if we're going to discuss something, we need to be discussing, the fact that Trina's boyfriend got picked up by the cops.
So Tamar opens up her big mouth and says, I heard that your boyfriend got picked up by the cops. So it definitely left the conversation awkward, and Trina wasn't willing to reveal anything about it.
So what happened? I just don't think that this is the forum to talk about. It's the forum. It's not.
The sisters were trying to get in Trina's business, but Trina was like, y'all never tell your business, so why do I have to tell mine? Anyway, Trina ended up revealing that her ex-boyfriend, Jason, was trying to get his things from her house, but he ended up in handcuffs. Now, the story doesn't make sense the way she told it, but it seems like he tried to break in her house and he was caught and arrested by the police. That's what it sounded like. Anyway, it wasn't really clear. That ending was kind of weird, so we'll see what happens the next episode. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!